Hamlet, Literary Critique by Yannick Harris. Few names in history are known to almost everyone from all over the world, of different ages and from different time periods. Some of these people include Adolf Hitler, Gandhi, and Mother Teresa. Probably the most known person of them all is William Shakespeare. You can ask just about anyone over the age of 16 who William Shakespeare is, and they will be able to tell you. Shakespeare's work consists of 39 plays, 154 sonnets, and two long narrative poems, but he is most known for his plays, which he started writing in 1589. Probably his most influential piece is Hamlet. Hamlet's inner turmoil stems from a combination of love, grief, betrayal, and vengeance, which are all feelings that any human can relate to. Hamlet is relevant today because all humans experience inner turmoil no matter what time period they live in. Although Shakespeare's work is well known, there is actually very little known about Shakespeare. This leads to questions about his religious views, hobbies, personal accomplishments. There's even more speculation as to what he looks like. The first portrait of Shakespeare was made in 1623, about 7 years after he died. The original portrait was approved by his colleagues, so I'm sure there was some likeness. Although Shakespeare's image has been reproduced time and time again, we still don't know what he actually looks like, though. What we do know is that he was born on April 26, 1564, to John Shakespeare and Mary Arden. He then married Anne Hathaway when he was 18 years old, and they had three children, Susanna, Hamnet, and Judith. Shakespeare went on to have a successful career in London as an actor, writer, and part owner of a playing company called the Lord Chamberlain's Men. He then died on April 23, 1616. William Shakespeare is one of the most influential writers of all time. He invented over 3,000 words, which have been added to the English dictionary. Many of these works have been replicated over and over again with slightly different variations. Probably his most notable work is Romeo and Juliet. However, Hamlet is mostly admired for the way that it humanizes the main character, Hamlet. Shakespeare does an amazing job of depicting the inner conflict of the human psyche through Hamlet's indecisive nature. Love, grief, vengeance, and the inner conflict of human beings are the four main themes in Hamlet that are still relevant in today's society. The play Hamlet starts off with Prince Hamlet returning home to mourn the death of his father. Hamlet is grieving because his father has just died. Everyone who has grieved the loss of a loved one can attest that it is a difficult process. Imagine being away and finding out that your father died, and then you return home to find out that your mother married your uncle. Not only did your uncle marry your mother, but now he has taken your father's status in the community. This would cause enormous conflict internally. From a viewer standpoint and audience standpoint, this scenario grabs the attention of most. You can see this in today's society by the rocket and TV ratings of shows like Jerry Springer, Maury, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Hollywood Housewives, and countless other reality TV shows. Vengeance is a strong emotion that most people often think about when someone betrays them. However, most people do not act on it because of the consequences that come along with it. In Hamlet, this is where we see the inner conflict once more. Hamlet's father starts to appear as a ghost and tells him that Claudius killed him by pouring poison in his ear. Hamlet's father tells Hamlet to seek vengeance by killing Claudius. Now, this nice, innocent kid Hamlet is even more infuriated because not only did his uncle marry his mother after his father's death, but he's the one responsible for his father's death. But then again, how could one kill a family member that they love? Especially when killing them would hurt another person they love even more, in this case, Hamlet's mother. There is an old proverb from Buddha that reads, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. As human beings, when we get mad at the actions of another person, we oftentimes hold on to that anger. That anger can cause us to do stupid things that in turn make us hurt ourselves and the people we love. The irony to Hamlet is that this concept is illustrated literally. Hamlet was able to get confirmation that Polonius killed his father. As a result, he tries to kill Polonius but accidentally kills Ophelia's father, and Hamlet is in love with Ophelia. Polonius then orders for Laertes to have a duel with Hamlet. Polonius poisoned Laertes' sword and also had a cup of poison for Hamlet to drink if Laertes lost. Laertes accidentally drank the poison, but wounded Hamlet with his sword before doing so. Hamlet then stabs and kills Polonius before dying from the poison he was wounded with. This perfectly illustrates how when we are filled with anger, it often leads to actions that only lead us to hurting ourselves and the people we love. For a long time, Hamlet has been the most frequently staged of Shakespeare's plays. Hamlet has been written for many centuries. Probably the most famous remake of Hamlet is the movie Lion King. Lion King grossed over $42 million the first week and $986 million altogether. It also went on to make 2 remakes and a TV series. This goes to show you how good Hamlet is and its relevance to modern society. Although the consequences of Hamlet acting on his anger was death, it still carries a strong message. This message is that we only end up hurting ourselves and the people we love. This is something that every human being has experienced at least to some degree during their lives. That is why no matter what happens, Hamlet will always stand the test of time.